This is a picture that's resonating with a lot of people. It's a father playing with his young daughter right outside of the Notre Dame cathedral. And the photographer who took the picture says this was just an hour before the historic cathedral caught fire, burned to the night. The photographer is asking for help finding the father and daughter in the photo. It's one of many that have been shared online since that fire started yesterday. Jennifer Bellamy is here to talk more about how people feel so connected and how they're sharing so much about the history of this iconic building.
Yeah, so many people with connections to the Notre Dame Cathedral. And even though this is what the outside looks like today, it's the photos that visitors have taken themselves over the year that capture what they're going to remember most.
These are the photos people have been sharing online all day. People talking about how they remember the Notre Dame Cathedral from their visits and the pictures they took. French authorities say most artifacts were rescued from the fire. A plan to safeguard those treasures was put into action, with many taken to a secret location after the fire. Many people expressing awe over that altar still standing, the cross glowing in the background, even after the roof above caved in. The iconic ceiling that once towered over worshipers captured in these photos. Reports say the relic, believed to contain a part of the crown of thorns that was on Jesus Christ's head when he was crucified, is safe and well. And so are the three famed rose windows. An 18th century organ with 8,000 pipes also appears to have survived, not burned, but with possible water damage. We also know 16 statues representing the 12 apostles and 4 evangelists are safe. They were removed from the cathedral just days before the fire for restoration as part of a $6.8 million project.
This is really a telling picture. In the red here is everything that was affected by that fire. The president of France has vowed to rebuild, but experts say it can never fully be the same, Jennifer.
That's right, because the beams that burned inside, they're irreplaceable. They were grown more than 800 years ago in primal force, so they cannot replace them. They're going to have to use new technology because experts say that France no longer has trees of that size.
All right, I'm glad they're going to rebuild the best they can. Jennifer, thanks.